the town of Honaker that had the perseverance to just keep pushing forward. Those of you that's been involved with the project, we had several hurdles to overcome. We went through a couple different architects. We put out bids several times, but we persevered and we're here today. Some of the folks that I want to recognize, I want to recognize the folks from the town, our Vice Mayor, Scott McLaughlin. Y'all just kind of raise your hand. We're kind of scattered all over the place. Town Council, Tony Bailey. Town Councilman Darrell Dye. Town Councilwoman Connie Harris. And unable to be here today, Town Councilwoman Kathy Ray and Town Councilman Richard Van Dyke. From our office, Cindy Hale, Valerie Sykes, and Gail Music. Our Public Works Director, now we can't give him any of the credit for the renovations you see today, but we have to give him credit for tearing down some of the old stuff that was here. Mr. Bubby Short. Our Police Chief, Brandon Castle. There he is. I'd like to recognize Mr. James Eaton. He's sitting over in the corner. Mr. Eaton was mayor back in the 70s, and he's helped the town of Honaker come where we are today. We couldn't go any further without including, as part of the town of Honaker family, Mr. Jim Baldwin. Jim has been instrumental in every project the town of Honaker has done since I've been there. So he was a project manager on this, and Jim, thank you so much for everything. We have our architect with us today, Mr. Lynn Stunt with Kane Rice West. I'm not sure where he is. Here he is. Those of you that don't know Lynn, he is Paul Stump's nephew, is that correct? So it took an architect with some Honaker roots to get this done, and we're very appreciative of him and our general contractor, Quisenberries Incorporated. Some of the other folks that I'm going to recognize are also on the program, so they'll have a chance to speak. We want to recognize all the downtown business owners, property owners. As you all know, this was part of a downtown revitalization. So we did some facade work, we did some infrastructure on the streets and sidewalks, and we had great support from our community. Bill Shelton, who is the director of DHCD, works with CDBG and ARC programs. Lisa Atkinson, the deputy director of DHCD. Tamara Holmes, the associate director of DHCD. Mr. Joe Blevins, who's the program manager for DHCD, and Joy Rumley, who work in the Abingdon office. The members of the Russell County Industrial Development Authority. I think Ernie's here. Is there anybody else? Ernie McFadden is here. Dwight Pearson with Rural Development, the USDA folks. James Dye with the Southwest Virginia Community College. Miss Barbara Fuller with the Southwest Virginia Community College. Harry Rutherford, former member and chairman of the Russell County IDA. And I'd like to recognize Sam Whited, who's a past member of the Russell County IDA. Mr. David Eaton from the Russell County Board of Supervisors. David was a longtime member of the Honaker Town Council, so we appreciate everything you've done as a councilman.
Thank you.
And as a supervisor. From the Russell County Board of Supervisors, we have the county administrator and Vicki Porter. Alonzo Webster is the county administrator, and Vicki Porter works in that office. Mr. Carl Jesse, who has been a very big help to several of the art projects we've done, and he painted the mural that's downtown that we're going to be trying to secure some funds to repaint it. Folks from VDOT, with the Russell County Coal Hall Road Committee, Mr. Conrad Hill and Mr. Bob King. The Cumberland Plateau Planning District, they gave us funds for the downtown for water and sewer relocation. The Southwest Virginia Water and Wastewater Construction Fund was also beneficial in securing this project. and to Cumberland Plateau for helping with the fiber optics to the center. We wanted to recognize Mr. Tony Bush from Honaker High School, and I think Suzette Mutter is here today representing the school, and Jim and Ann Taylor, who sat through several of our community meetings when we were trying to get things approved and get the funding to do it. Let's see if there's anybody else. Miss Diane Fuller, who has carried us along from the start. She gave us a home for, I won't say how many years. She don't like me to talk about her age nor mine either one. So Diane carried us along up in her building till we got here. Mr. Todd Christensen with the Department of Housing and Community Development, and he's also with the Friends of Southwest Virginia. Jesse Stamper with the Tobacco Region Revitalization Committee. And if there's any members of the legislature or their staff here, we want to recognize you all.
We have Cody Montgomery with Congressman Griffiths.
Cody, thank you for being here. Okay, like I said, if I overlook someone, please forgive me. Our first speaker will be Miss Diane Fuller.
One thing about, I don't have to think too many because I think CH thinks about everybody. But I'm happy today. I'm a little bit sad because Kathleen Taylor, she loved the museum and she loved this town of Honaker. And she wanted to be able to be here, but you know, it didn't happen. But anyway, she'll always be with us. But I wanted to read years ago what I wanted to do for the Honaker Heritage Museum was established for the older generation to reminisce and the new generation to learn the rich history of our area. By preserving the past, we are keeping our ancestors' memories and cultures alive. Each ancestor played an important role in the early settling of this country. Some ancestors in Russell County came from other countries to Jamestown, Virginia, Plymouth, Massachusetts, and other places. Ancestors fought in the Revolutionary and Civil Wars. We have to preserve the past or it will be lost in time. And of course that's real important to me. And how the museum got started was Kathleen and I were doing a bookstore. We had a bookstore and we were raising money for the Friends of the Library. And C.P. Williams, when he's a local historian too, and when he passed away, he had a letter that Kathleen could have all of his genealogy, all his pictures, and all that stuff. So she wanted to bring them to the bookstore, so she brought them. And we started putting them up. The more she brought, the better they looked. So I told her it looked like a museum was in there, so that was it. We just forget about the bookstore, we're going to have a museum. And that's what we done, but thanks to the Bud Williams estate, you know, who had all that stuff. But anyway, it's like I said, it's so important. I can't believe all you people are here. It just blows my mind, and I really appreciate it because you care about Honaker. And this, I think, will help Honaker. Honaker's going to grow. We get, you're not going to believe this, but from the museum, we've had, I'm sure there's more now, from 9 countries visited this museum, and 27 states, and I'm sure there's more than that since we've done that. We have a logbook and make them write it down or they can't leave until they do. So, but anyway, I want to thank the town girls, the ones that work in the office. They do a lot for different things. I want to thank them. I want to thank the two who works here in the museum, they do a lot too. And there's just so many people that has helped us and donated things that we really appreciate. We don't have them all out, but we will when we get some different supplies and things, we'll get them all out, because I'm putting a lot of stuff in a little space. And I'll do that. So, but anyway, I want to thank Jim Baldwin. He gets me into a lot of things.
It's the other way around.
and the mayor and all of the town council, even you, Scott. But anyway, this is so important. You know, we're going to get the school kids involved. You know, we're going to have them start doing things down here. Because when they get older, they're going to do just like I did. They're going to see we have a genealogy room. They're going to want to know their roots, you know, all that. They're going to want to know. We've got old newspapers, 1909 and on up, gobs of old Lebanon newspapers. We got gobs of Honaker Heralds, Honaker Press, and we've even got some old Bristol papers, just all kinds, and you wouldn't believe the information. And it's all our relatives that's in all that stuff. So it might be some good stuff, it may not be some good stuff, but we've learned that everybody's related whether you want to be or not. But anyway, this is a museum. We've done it with our heart, and that's what it's all about. It's got to come from the heart, and that's what we've done it. When we was at the other one, when the guys on the bike trail would ride, we'd go out and give them a bottle of water, and they'd come in and look around. Even though you're not from here, you see things that remind you of your past, and they really enjoy that, you know. So, and we promote tourism because that's is really important in Russell County. We've got a lot to, we got the Clinch River, we got so many things that we can do. But anyway, I guess I'll talk to Ness. So, who's next? Yeah, I want to recognize our board members, Tommy Taylor, he's sitting over there, and Kay Ball, and I own Oakwin. That's the ones that's left now, so, you know, I recognize them.
Thank you. She was talking about Kathleen and how Kathleen was so instrumental in this project. Back when Kathleen was still home, she told me that there was two things that she wanted us to do, and one was to get rid of that old pink trailer up there, and the other thing was get this museum finished. And we got one of the two done. We got to get the old trailer gone, and she was still here to know it, and we finally today have the museum finished. But I'm not real familiar with a new building like this is now, and we have automatic lights in a lot of these rooms, and they don't come on until someone walks in the room. But when this building was first completed, it was giving our police officers a fit, because they'd go by at 2 o'clock in the morning and there'd be lights on in here, and they'd come back by and it'd be dark. So a lot of things have happened, and Diane has given Kathleen credit for it, that she's walking around here at night, and the temperature has been changing dramatically. And so I told him the other day, we did buy a lock box to put on the thermostat cover, and we're not giving Kathleen a key to it. She's welcome to walk around, but we're not going to let her raise and lower the temperature. Like I said earlier, we're very glad to have Todd Christensen with us from the Department of Housing and Community Development and Friends of Southwest Virginia. He was with us from the start, and he's here to see this project completed. So Todd, come on.
With me is Jenna Wagner. Jenna's our marketing director for Southwest Virginia. The first thing I want to say is congratulations. I'll tell you, this is something else. I remember coming back here, it must have been about 8 years ago. Mary Wallace and David and a bunch of other people meeting over there, kind of going around saying, well, we're going to revitalize this town, and it's like, One job for the weak of heart, and this town is nothing strong parts. And you know, this whole region's got a lot of challenges, and a lot of challenges are to our communities. And communities can either just kind of let things happen, or they can have faith in the future and make things happen. And there's a lot of things that the communities that want to have faith in the future, there's a lot of things that help them get confidence, like the Clinton River Initiative, being tied to that, being tied to like a bike trail, being tied to all the outdoor recreation opportunities coming up in Southwest Virginia and all the other communities that are doing things, and revitalization. And this group, it's like a daunting task. I remember coming up here with Jim Baldwin, kind of go around these buildings. And I've been working with communities in Southwest Virginia for 35 years. It's like, okay, and I tell you, faith can move mountains, and faith can make things happen. And y'all really done it. And I want to also acknowledge Bill Shelton, who was mentioned before, the Director of Department of Housing and Community Development. Bill has been steadfast, just guardian angel whenever Jim and the town needed money, and the political folks were helping them, you know, find ways to get money. Bill Shelton, with Community Development Block Grant funds, whatever it needed to push this along, as long as there were willing, engaged people. And it's not money that comes from Richmond or Washington that makes things happen. It's the work and the faith and the action of the people here that make a future for themselves. And one of the things that's really great about this Heritage Center, as we move forward in the future with our communities, and we're trying to find new economic opportunities, the one thing you want to do is build on a strong base. And this town has just a tremendous, look around, you have this tremendous base to build on. But this is your base, this isn't your future, this isn't where you dwell, this is what you build on to that great future that Honaker is working toward. And part of what is going on in the region is, and before I turn it over to Jennifer a minute, is I really do, I know there's so many people involved, but from my work, which is statewide and region-wide, Jim Baldwin has been just awesome. Was involved in the start of Crooked Road. He's been the president of Crooked Road. He's been involved in all these regional efforts and all these things for 19 counties to get fiber optics in this area, get your downtowns going good, get your branding Southwest Virginia so people in Iowa know where we are. But one thing that Jim's always known for, every time there's a planning meeting about anything in Southwest Virginia, is, what about Honaker? And this guy has never let anybody forget about Honaker. And so now we're just getting ready to unveil, for the first time, a brand for Southwest Virginia. In the past, if you took a map of the United States and the colored pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, nice colored places, there's been this sort of gray area in the middle that was missing on the map, and that's Southwest Virginia. Now we are developing altogether an identity for our region, so the whole world knows where we're at, and when they know where Southwest Virginia is, they will know that Honaker is right smack in the middle of it. And you want to say a few words about that?
Sure. So thanks, Todd, for that great introduction. I've been on board since June, so I grew up in Southwest Virginia, but and moving back to the area, and it's been really exciting just to meet people and kind of hear the stories. And I think that's the main thing that this branding is all about, is just telling the stories that exist in this region and really telling our history, and getting people to come visit and want to live and work and play. So the Honaker Heritage Center is an amazing part of that, and I really can't wait to tell the stories that exist in Honaker and exist in this museum. So I appreciate you all coming and happy to be here.
I wanted to recognize another Honaker person, Jeff Hess. Jeff works for the Department of Tourism and works at the Bristol Welcome Center, and we've got a plan, some paperwork we want to give you before you leave. It involves, no matter where someone's traveling, it could be San Francisco or New York City, but we've got a map that routes them through Honaker, so we hope you pass those out. We want to recognize Jesse Stamper with the Tobacco Region Revitalization Commission.
I'm Jessie, I'm with the commission, and I'm here on behalf of Sarah Williams, the grant administrator for the Tobacco Commission. We invested a little over $250,000 in this facility. And when I first came here and met with Jim and Mayor Wallace, I didn't envision what I see today. What you all have done, it's remarkable. It's remarkable. I walked in the door and I expected like 10 people, and I feel like the whole community is here and supporting this project, supporting your history, and I'm so glad that we can be a part of that. That's what the Tobacco Commission is all about, is supporting the great Southwest and rehabilitating. Thank you.
We have Ernie McFadden, who not only played a part in this project by being a property owner, but he sat in and gave us some advice and some things that we could do, and then he gets appointed to the IDA. So he's here today to speak as a member of the IDA.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. On behalf of the Russell County IDA, we'd just like to say that we're very excited about the impact that we feel like this Heritage Center is going to have for Honaker and our surrounding communities. We're very grateful for the vision that so many of you had to see this to what it is today. When you look around this room, there's so much more here than just photos and documents. What is in this room is our history. It is our story, our family story. And it's really the people and events that made us who we are today. But I believe these stories play a large role in the next generation. And I think that's what this museum can be. If our schools are involved, our communities involved, they can see where we came from. And I think it will give them a very good picture of where we can go again. But I'm very excited about what this can do, and just grateful to be a part of it. Thank you.
Dr. Barbara Fuller with the Southwest Virginia Community College.
Wow, I can't say enough about the crowd that's here. Whoa, and what a beautiful day this is. Where else would we rather be than the red bud capital of the world? I mean, where else? I bring you greetings on behalf of our president, Dr. J. Mark Eastab. His mother passed away this weekend, and so he is with family. But he wanted me to wish everyone well and to congratulate Mayor Wallace and the town council. Jim Baldwin, he always says, you are the point on the spear. He tells us when we start a project, somebody's got to be a point on the spear. Jim Baldwin has been the point on the spear with the college involving us, so we are so appreciative of that. I want to acknowledge some of my folks that are here today, and I claim Connie Harris as well. She is the administrative assistant to our vice president of finance at the college. So you folks in Honaker are blessed to have Connie. We are blessed at the college. Also want to acknowledge our Dean of Business, Engineering, and Industrial Technology, Mr. James Dye. He is the best curriculum developer. I would put him up against anybody in the United States. You can sit down with James, and company can say, we need these skill sets, he develops that curriculum around that. So James has some good ideas for the training room in here. So I want to say thank you to James. Also, we have Tom Lester, who is our program developer for business and industry. And Tom has roots here in Honaker. His dad, your grandfather lived here. Okay, Connie also has roots here. Okay. Then we've got Mandy Harris, who's the administrative assistant to James Dye, and she's a Barrett now. And she also graduated from here, as did her husband, Josh. Is that right?
Josh is actually from Gravity, but we claim him.
All right, so, okay, very good. But anyway, that's my team, folks, and we're glad to be here today. The college takes pride in being an active partner in the Heritage Museum here. And it has been in the making several years, because I went back and I looked at some of my notes, like 2012, and we were thinking about it. And then it was not long ago that Jim said, let's do a walkthrough of the building. And I thought, okay, it's getting exciting now. And when I stepped in here, I love this beautiful floor. I love the high ceilings. Those are beautiful pane glasses up there. So very inviting. Who would not want to come here and sit down and do some genealogical studies? You know, in this room, I've already been in there. I felt the flavor of that. And just looking around this room, all the pictures, all the memorabilia. Even if you weren't from Honaker, you'd get excited. I saw a picture of Georgia Busick over there, Miss Georgia Busick, and I have fond memories of Georgia Busick. When I was working on my doctoral dissertation at Virginia Tech, I went to Miss Busick and I said, okay, Miss Busick, would you do the honor of editing my doctoral dissertation? And at that time, it was very costly. Page by page is what you paid for that. And I said, and what will you charge me? And she said, honey, I won't charge you a thing. Just come by the house next Wednesday, and I'm going to have a fried chicken dinner for you, and we're going to visit, and I'll do that for you. And I swear that's the way it is. So, folks, I attribute Miss George Busick for helping me get my doctoral dissertation completed. In some of my readings, as I was preparing my comments today, I came across a statement that said that we're at the intersection of innovation and opportunity. And I thought, at the intersection of innovation and opportunity, that's what this is. Because refurbishing this beautiful old bank building with historic memories, and then the opportunities that it's going to afford anybody in the community, anybody that's coming through this community, to be able to enjoy and explore and learn about the history. And want to, who knows, retire here, stay here. This could be a retirement community. Think about it. All kinds of opportunities. And this facility embraces what we embrace at the college. Our vision is that we transform lives, we strengthen communities, and we inspire excellence. But it also is a part of our mission, because we believe in providing a quality education and cultural enrichment opportunities for lifelong learners, our workforce, and our community. So we just align with what you're doing here. James Dye probably can allude to more of the training opportunities, but we've kind of thought through, we want to do some customer service type things here in support of the business, the existing businesses that are here when people come through and visit, you know, some of the customer support things. Basic computer classes. We want to thank the Tobacco Commission and ARC for providing support for this facility. And so, you know, we're all about credentials this day and age. You know, our chancellor says we're going to triple credentials in the state of Virginia by 2021. And so the Microsoft Digital Literacy Certification is one easy certification that we can all obtain. And so who knows, we'll probably do some of that in the little training room that's adjacent to this room. This day and age, everybody has to have a working knowledge and a use of the computer. When you go to renew your driver's license, you know, you have to be able to navigate the DMV system. Sometimes that's not easy. So, however we can help this community to be able to do that. Business basic classes is something else I think that we probably want to offer here. James, I don't know if you want to elaborate any more.
That's pretty much it. Things like social media and also things to support regional initiatives with hospitality and tourism and recreation, and also IT basics with some of the cybersecurity initiatives.
Absolutely. So folks, we stand ready. We're positioned and ready to help in any way that we possibly can. But we want to thank you for partnering with us at Southwest, and we look forward to making a difference in the lives of everybody that comes through the door here at the Heritage Center. So thank you all.
Okay, from Congressman Griffith's office, we have Cody Mumpower.
Well, I want to thank everyone for coming today and for the invitation to come. This is just a great, beautiful building that brings the community together, and I'm sure that this has been a unifying factor for the town of Honaker and the county for sure. And look forward to seeing some good things come out of here and being part of that community. Thank you.
And from U.S. Senator Warner's office, Shane Crum.
It's actually Shane Clem, but
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's I guess what everybody else said. It's a beautiful building, and really excited to be here. And I know Senator Warner loves Honaker, and he loves history. So the next time he's in the area, I'm gonna make sure he comes by here and checks this place out. Thanks.
And without any further ado, Jim Ball.
Thanks, everybody, and for all the kind words. You know, it takes a village, and we've got it right here. So, you know, it's been a lot of fun just being over here working with all my friends and local leaders. So, you know, I'm not sure I ever thought this day would come, but it's here, and I think we're all here because you know, we love this town, and we see what the opportunities are. And there's still a lot of work to do, but we're in it for the long haul. So when, I forget who it was, well, it was CH said about his mom coming in here to do her banking on Saturdays. This is a story that I would never have told 40 years ago, but or 50. But one of my great friends, Harry Stinson, who many of you know in high school, his brother-in-law, Bill Counts, worked here in the bank. Tommy was here working every day. And we were riding around town, and we decided, we saw a Brinks truck out front. This is a true story. Brinks truck was out front. So we circled the bank 2 or 3 times just to see what was going on. Later on, Bill told him, "Harry, what were y'all thinking? There were people going for their guns and everything. I thought y'all were casing the joint." You know how 17, 18-year-olds think, not very clearly. But, you know, Harry and Teresa are here representing the Taylors, and of course they grew up here and love this town, even though they don't live here now, like most of us, many of us. But thank you all for coming. And, you know, one person that couldn't be here today, her name's now at the bottom, Becky Christensen. She and Bob Adams were the team that came after we decided to do a downtown project, to do a visioning process. And she was just wonderful in shepherding the town at some point through a process, and came up with this document, Economic Restructuring and Downtown Revitalization Plan for the town, which has been the basis for our downtown project. But Becky couldn't be here. Todd, give her our best when you see her. And I also wanted to give Lynn Stump a chance to say a couple of things. Lynn, as the mayor said, we went through some iterations to get to our final choice for an architectural firm, and lo and behold, out of Kingsport, they sent us Lynn Stump. You know, and I've talked to Lynn about all my memories of Paul Stump's barbershop. I mean, I could go on for days about, you know, the things I learned as a, yeah, I can still see Paul leaning over and whispering in the ears of whoever's hair he was cutting. I never could quite figure that out, except I think it was finally, they were lodge members and they were talking about secret stuff they didn't want us to hear. I got my first flat top down there by Coon Stoops. But Lynn, we were so happy that you were chosen. So come on up and say a couple of things.
I guess this was what, maybe 2 years ago when we set out on this journey. One of our principal architects, Deneen West, came through my office and said, "What can you tell me about Honaker?" I said, "Well, aside from the fact that my mom and dad are from there, my grandparents live there, my Uncle Paul owns a barber shop, and I spent my summers growing up there at my grandmother's farm. What else you want to know?" She said, "Congratulations, buddy, you got a job." And here we are. Now, when we came through, it was a challenge, and our first night with the interview with the town council and Jim and the committee, they told us what kind of funding we had to work with. Deneen and I got back in the car for the drive back to Kingsport. She said, "You think we can do it?" "Yeah, we'll do it." And, you know, so we set out determined that we were going to make this work. I guess in the 40 years that I've been in this business, I don't think I've ever been involved with a job that's given me more personal satisfaction, because this was coming home to me. And I really appreciate the folks at Honaker, the council, Jim, everybody, for giving our firm in particular, but also myself, the opportunity to do this and try to give something back. And we're pleased with the way it turned out, and we hope that you are too.
And we also hit a home run with our contractor, Quisenberry's, out of Big Stone Gap, regional firm. Mike Curtis couldn't be here today, but they worked with the town. They made things happen that, you know, and solved problems when we ran into them, and were just so helpful. And I think at the end, there was maybe a change order of about $2,000 or something. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better outcome than that with your contractors. So it's taken a lot of folks, a lot of hard work, a lot of patience. You know, there were folks, I'm sure, that thought, are they ever going to get this project done, this center open? But it's finally happened. We so much appreciate the college and their commitment to providing quality off-campus instruction here. This is a certified off-campus location that accredited through the Southern Association of Colleges. They have plans. I think, James, you want to start just as soon as you can. So, Todd, you can let Tamara know that within a couple of weeks, a month, there will be classes offered here. You know, everything's working out very well. You know, I look around, about almost everyone's been recognized. Harry Rutherford's back here as chairman of the IDA at the time. They granted $5,000 to the town to do an asbestos study. You know, the things you don't always anticipate when you start a project. There was some asbestos tiles found when somebody was doing some demolition. So we had to get that study done. The IDA town, you know, always, as our small towns are, strapped for cash. So we appreciated that money. And then, you know, you had to have those kinds of things to keep this project moving along. So, but at the end of the day, you know, if it hadn't been for Diane and Kathleen and the committee, you know, none of this would have come together. And just take your time as we break up. I'm sorry it's taken a little bit longer than probably everybody's wishing to stand up for, but there'll be refreshments outside. But tour the building. The Distance Learning Center is back here. This is a genealogy room that we're going to make available to the International Association of Honaker Families that come here annually with anywhere from 50 to 150 folks come back to Honaker to meet their relatives and go to cemeteries and have programs. So this will give them a base, and I think it'll be a real benefit. Todd and his group are always looking at new opportunities, and genealogical tourism is a vastly growing segment of the tourism business industry. So this will be a little stop on the route for people. But, this little town and its town council, led by CH, who's been here for a long time. He's a young man, but he got involved in his community at an early age. We need more of that, but all these council members have really hung in there with all the challenges that we face, financial and otherwise. And there have been a lot of folks that have put money into this, but the town really stepped up. And without them, we wouldn't have this facility here today. We have some other challenges. We hope to do something with Lawrence and Ruth's building. Lawrence and Ruth Slate, who were loyal local landowners that worked with us and supported us all along the way, and then the misfortune of a fire took that great building away from us. But let's put our thinking caps on, Todd. I'll get some input from you to start thinking about some other options we might look for, because it's an important building in our downtown. But thanks again on the part of the Cumberland Plateau for everyone coming. And CH, you want to close us out?
Jim, thank you so much for everything. And like I said at the start of the program, if we've overlooked anybody that's contributed in any way, we thank you. We thank you for giving of your time to be here today. And we ask that you just take your time and browse around and hope you enjoy what you see. Thanks again.
Appreciate it. How are you? Hey, how you doing?